Welcome back sa ating business finance class. So tayo ay nasa module 6 na, basic long-term financial concept. Ako pa rin ang inyong guro, Romualdo Fernandez Credo. So kung kayo ay handa na, kumuha ng ballpen at papel para sa inyong notes. So let's start. Naririto ang most essential learning competency ng Module 6, Basic Long-Term Financial Concepts, Part 1. Compute the loan amortization using mathematical concepts and the present value tables. Since we will be dealing with present value and future values of money, so gagamit tayo ng factor. So, sa pag-compute ng present at saka future values, may formula. Pwede mong gamitin yon to directly determine kung magkano na yung future value niya, kaya yung present value niya. Pero yung iba ay hindi nila masundan yung formula. So, mas convenient sa kanila na gumamit na lang ng table para i-multiply na lang yung factor na makukuha dun sa table dun sa amount at makukuha na yung future at saka present value. Since marami namang available na table, lalo na sa internet, pwede nang dali-daling kumuha ng table. Tatype mo lang kung ano yung kailangan mo, present ba o future value. And then, may table ng lalabas. All you need to know is yung rate lang naman at saka yung N, yung period. So, kung mayroon ka na nun, madali na lang i-locate yung factor and i-multiply mo na lang dun sa amount. Hindi na masyadong complicated katulad nung sa formula. Kasi minsan sa formula, kapag nagkamali ka ng order ng sequence dun sa multiplication, division, etc., hindi na lalabas yung correct na amount. So, kaya yung iba, mas preferred nila gumamit ng table rather. So, illustrate na natin paano gumamit ng table. So, pare-parehas lang naman yung procedure. Kahit anong kukunin mo. Present value man yan o future value. Ordinary annuity man yan o annuity due o annuity in advance, etc. Pare-parehas din yung procedure ng pagkuha, yung process. So, for example, ang rate natin ay 5% at ang period ay 10. So, paano mo kukunin yung factor para i-multiply mo doon sa value para makuha yung present value niya? Present value kasi present value yung ginagamit nating table, no? Kapag ang ginagamit mong table ay yung future value, syempre future value tawag mo doon. Kasi yun ang hinahanap mo. Ang hinahanap natin ay yung present value ng money. So, kukunin natin yung present value factor. Ano ang present value factor ng 5% at 10 years? So, yun, hanapin mo lang yung rate na 5% tapos ibaba mo hanggang sa 10 na N. So, ang factor na gagamitin mo ay 7.7217. So, dun nag-meet yung 5% at saka 10 period. Isa pa. 15% for 5 years. So, nasa dulo, bandang dulo ng konti. Third to the last, yung 5%, ay 15% rather. 15%. Tapos, ibaba mo sa 5 years. So, ang factor ay 3.3522. Ayan, so marunong na kayong maghanap ng factor. So, yun lang. I-multiply mo na lang yan sa amount. Then, makukuha mo na yung present value ng money. So, wala nang complicated na formula. Kaya nga lang, ang disadvantage nito, kailangan may dala ka laging formula. Anyway, may dala-dala ka naman laging cellphone. So, pwede ka na lang mag-search ng present value. O kaya naman, mag-search ka na, download yung table na kailangan mo. May konti lang tayong adjustment kapag hindi annual yung compounding period. Ano ibig sabihin ng hindi annual yung compounding period? Kasi meron tayong monthly, quarterly, at saka semi-annually. Doon muna tayo sa monthly. So, sa monthly, di ba, merong 12 periods in a year. So, adjustment yon. So, i-divide mo ng 12 yung rate, kung annual yung rate, tapos i-multiply mo yung period ng 12. Kapag quarterly naman, ilang quarter in a year? 4. Kaya, yung rate, i-divide mo ng 4, at saka yung time, multiply mo ng 4. Kasi 4 compounding period. And then, lastly, kung semi-annual siya, ilang semester sa isang taon, 'di ba? 2. So divided by 2 yung rate, tapos times 2 din yung kanyang period. So wag mo munang kapag hindi annual yung compounding period niya, so i-adjust mo muna bago ka maghanap ng present value factor. So for example, 10% for 4 years. Annual yung 10% at saka siyempre years yung 4 kaya sabihin yearly, annual din siya. Yung period mo annual din. So ang gagawin mo doon kung halimbawa semi-annual, multiply mo ng 2 yung n tapos divide mo ng 2 yung r. Tapos, saka ka nakukuha ng present value factor. Pag nag-adjust mo na, ganun na ulit yung procedure. Hanapin mo na yung adjusted rate dyan sa taas. Yan. Tapos, yung adjusted period mo, ibaba mo siya dun sa yung factor, yun na rin yung gagamitin mo. So, medyo madali lang naman yun. Adjustment. So, let's discuss interest. Interest is the cost of using money. Oo, kung ginamit mo yung pera ng iba, syempre, dapat may cost kang ma-incur. Mayroon ka dapat expense na i-recognize. So, yun yung tinatawag nating interest. It is the cost of using money. And then, the excess of the resources received or paid over the amount of resources loan borrowed is called the principal. So, yung amount na inutang is called principal. The cost of the excess resources to the borrower for the use of money is interest expense. Kung ikaw yung umutang, magkakaroon ka ng interest expense. While kung ikaw naman yung nagpautang, the benefit of the excess resources to the lender of the money is called interest income. So, let's discuss simple and compound interest. So, unahin na natin yung simple interest. So, ang formula ng simple interest, alam niyo na to, is P times R times T. Yung R is yung interest rate, yung P is yung principal, and of course, yung time is yung period or number of years. So, for example, meron tayong 500,000. Ang rate ay 8%. At ang time ay 5 years. So, multiply mo lang 500,000 times 0.08 times 5 years is equal to 200,000. So, 200,000 yung iyong interest na na-earn o na-incur kapag ikaw yung umutang. So, kung ikaw nagpautang, meron kang interest income na 200,000. Kapag ikaw naman ang umutang, meron kang interest expense na 200,000. So, kung gusto mo naman, gagawa ka ng yearly computation ng interest para mas malinaw, makita mo kung paano nag-increase yung value ng pera mo from 500,000 initial principal. So, of course, ayan, may year 1 to 5. Tapos, ang principal natin every year is, of course, hindi naman nagbabago under simple interest, 500,000. From year 1 to 5, yung rate natin ganun din, 8%. Yung time ganun din. Ang time period is 1 year. Ang compounding period niya is 1 year. So, i-multiply mo yan, 500 times 8% times 1 is 40,000 each from year 1 to 5. Ngayon, yung cumulative column is para sa cumulative interest yan. So, madadagdag lang yung mga interest na earn mo every year. So, for example, sa year 1, 40,000. Sa second year, magiging 80 na kasi nga every year makakatanggap ka ng 40,000 na interest. And then another 40,000 sa year 3, magiging 120. Sa year 4 plus another 40,000, magiging 160. And finally, sa year 5, madadagdagan na naman ng 40,000, so 200,000 na. And then yung total ngayon, yung total ng pera mo sa year 1, 540. Kasi principal mo is 500, tapos nadagdagan ng 40,000 na interest. Sa year 2, plus another 40,000, magiging 580 na. Plus another 40,000 sa year 3, magiging 620. Plus another 40,000 sa year 4, 660. And finally, sa year 5, 700,000 na. Yan. So, later, compare natin ito sa compound interest. Tingnan natin kung ano ang difference ng dalawa. Compound interest. The interest in the first compounding period is added to the principal, which will be the basis for the interest to be computed for the next period. So, basically, yan yung sinabing yan sa compound interest, yan yung difference niya sa simple interest. So, yung pagbibisan mo daw ng interest para sa current period, i-add mo yung previous interest niya. Yun ang sabi. Interest in the first compounding period is added to the principal. So, hindi dinadagdag mo yung interest dun sa principal bago ka mag-compute ng interest for the current period. So, ito ang formula natin. Interest is equal to parenthesis P times 1 times parenthesis 1 plus rate over M. Yung M is yung compounding frequency. Ano yung compounding frequency? Ulit natin. Annually, semi-annually, quarterly, o kaya pwede rin namang monthly. Diba? So, kung ang compounding period mo ay annual, so 1 yan, yung M. Pero kapag semi-annual, 2, kasi dalawang period yan sa 1 year. Diba? Pag quarterly, 4. Pag monthly, it is 12. So, yung rate mo divided by yung M, yung compounding frequency, which is either, ulitin ko, semi-annual, annual, quarterly, or monthly. Tapos, multiply mo ulit sa time, yung period, sa T pala, yung period times M, yung compounding frequency ulit. So, i-multiply mo yung time. Diba, discuss na natin to kanina dun sa table, yung pag-adjust ng, kapag hindi annually yung compounding niya, i-adjust yung rate at saka time. So, ganun din, multiply mo din ng 2 kung semi-annual, 4 kung quarterly and 12 kung monthly. Tapos, yung end ng formula minus yung principal, syempre para matanggal yung interest. Ay, maiwan yung interest rather. So, ang example natin, katulad din kanina, 500,000 at 8% for 5 years. Compounding frequency annually. So, walang problema. So, yung M is 1. Remember, M. So, yung M, papalitan mo ng 1. Kasi annual. Pag semi-annual, yung M, gagawin mong 2. Pag quarterly, yung M, gagawin mong 4. And pag monthly, yung M, gagawin 12. Ayun. So, ang interest is 234,664 and 40 centavo. So, mas mataas siya compared sa simple interest. Bakit? Kasi nga, tumataas yung basis ng interest. Yung main reason bakit siya mas mataas. Makikita niyo mamaya sa table. Compounding frequency is the number of times interest is earned. Interest is computed on a certain principal in 1 year. So, yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung compounding frequency. So, nandito tayo, meron tayong sample ngayon. What if semi-annual? So, ito yun. Yung semi-annual, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, yung rate na 8%, yung 0.08, kapag semi-annual, 2 periods in a year, kaya divided by 2. Tapos, yung team mo naman, yung 5 years, multiply mo ng 2. So, ang magiging sagot na natin is 240,122 and 14 centavo. And then, the rest, yan na, ayan. So, kung monthly, ulitin natin, yung M mo magiging, so yan yung sagot sa monthly. So, paki-try na lang sa inyong on your own. Pag monthly daw, yung compounding 244,922.85. So yung pag monthly, ang M mo ay 12. So yung 8 i-divide ng 12, tapos yung 5 na T ay i-multiply mo ng 12. Pag semi-monthly, ano ang semi-monthly? 2 beses sa isang buwan, so 1530, so 24 ang M mo. Pag daily, yan, 365 ang M. Araw-araw nag-earn ng interest. So, pakitry na lang. Anyway, yung M lang naman ang papalitan sa formula. So, ito naman yung annual computation ng interest using yung compound interest concept. So, doon kasi sa previous slide, yung computation is nasa 5 years na kaagad, yung 234,664. So, kung gusto mong malaman yung interest per year, so, pwede kang gumawa ng computation na annual. So, katulad nito, 5 years, di ba? So, sa first year, magiging parehas lang sa simple at saka compound interest. Kasi parehas naman yung rate, parehas naman yung principal, at saka yung period. Sa succeeding year, mag-iiba. Kasi, mag-a-adjust yung principal. Idadagdag mo nga yung interest based sa sabi sa definition kanina. Yung interest na na-earned previously will be added sa principal. Kaya napansin mo, nag-increase yung principal natin dito sa compound interest. So, sa year 2, ang principal mo na ay magiging 540 na. Kasi nga, idinagdag mo yung interest na 40,000 na na-earn nung year 1. So, for 540 times 8%, 43,200. So, sa year 2, ang cumulative interest mo na 40,000 plus 43,200, magiging 83,200 na. So, nung year 1, 540 yung value ng value ng money. So, plus na-earn na interest this year, sa second year, na 43,200, 583 na. 583,200 na ang iyong total value. Sa year 3, ganun pa rin yung process natin. Yung total na 583,200, yun na ngayon ang magiging bagong principal mo sa year 3. So, as you can see, nag-i-increase talaga siya. Every year, nag-i-increasean ng kung magkano yung interest na na-earn. So, times 8% for year 3, 46,650 ang iyong interest. So, madadagdag na naman yan sa iyong cumulative interest, 129,856 na siya. So, idadagdag mo yung 46,650 sa 583,200, magiging 629,856 na yung total. Sa year 4, yung total, yun ang magiging principal mo. So, i-carry over mo times 8%. So, ang interest mo sa year 4 ay 50,388. So, idadagdag mo yan sa iyong cumulative last year na 129,856, magiging 180,244.48 na. Tapos, ang magiging total value mo na ay 680,244.48. And sa year 5, ang bagong principal mo na is 680,244.48 times 8%. Ang interest nun ay 54 times 8% lang naman yun. 54,419.56. So, ang total interest mo, pag dinagdag mo yung 54 sa 180, is 234,644.4. So, ang total mo na ay 734,644. Now, let's compare yung dalawa. Yung first table, yan yung simple interest computation. Yung second table, yan yung compound interest. So, take note yung difference ng dalawa. Compare natin. Simple at saka compound. Very good. So, as stated dun sa definition kanina ng compound interest, nagbabago yung principal niya kasi nga dinadagdag yung interest. So, ang unang difference nila is that yung sa principal, nag-i-increase yung sa compound interest, pero yung sa simple, constant siya. 500 pa rin siya all throughout. So, yun yung main difference nila. So, as a result, ganun din sa interest. Since constant yung principal, constant din yung interest sa simple, di ba? It is fixed at 40,000 every year. However, yung sa compound interest, yung interest niya is increasing. Bakit? Kasi yung principal is also increasing. Yung basis is also increasing. So, natural, susunod yung interest. And eventually, ang ultimate effect niyan is dun sa total proceed. Mas malaki talaga ang magiging proceed total niya sa compound interest compare sa simple interest. So, let's compare. Yung sa simple interest, 200 lang ang total interest, while sa compound interest, it is 234,664. And of course, kung mas malaki ang interest, syempre mas malaki yung total proceed na niya, yung amount. So, kung sa simple interest, it is only 700,000. Sa compound interest is 700,000 plus 734,664.4 to be exact. So, effective annual rate. So, mayroon tayong tinatawag na effective interest rate at saka yung stated interest rate or yung agreed interest rate. Yung stated or agreed interest rate, yun yung nasa paper or contract. Yun yung pinag-agrihan nung parties sa loan. For example, no? Nag-agree sila at 10%, so yun yung tinatawag natin stated interest or agreed interest. However, minsan, yung interest talaga, hindi yun yung nag-take effect due to several factor. At one of those is yung compounding at saka yung time value of money. Marami pang factor, no? Pero yun lang yung most common. So, to compute for your effective interest rate, ang formula is effective interest rate, yan yun, is equal to, parenthesis, 1 plus R over M, close parenthesis, raised to N over 1. So, alam nyo na yung N, yan yung number of periods. Yung R is interest rate. At yung M is yung compounding frequency. So, let's compute yung effective interest rate using yung illustrative sample natin. Mr. Lopez wishes to find the effective annual rate for his loan at BDO Bank with a 5% nominal annual rate when interest is compounded. So, please take note, annual. So, ibig sabihin, yung compounding natin is annual. So, yung M is 1. Yung R natin is 5%. So, i-substitute na natin sa formula is equal to 1 plus R is 5%, 0.05. M, compounding frequency is 1 raised to N. So, 1 year lang kasi kasi sabi ito annual tapos wala namang sinabing periods, it is 1 year. So, 1 din yung N minus 1. So, the answer is 5. 5% pa rin. So, equal yung stated at saka effective interest rate. Now, so yun yung sagot sa number 1, annually. So, let's move to semi-annual. Yung sa requirement number 2, semi-annual. So, anong gagawin mo dyan? So, ang parehas din, kaya lang, mababago lang yung M mo. Yung M mo magiging 2 kasi dalawang periods in a year na. So yung rate na 5%, i-divide mo ng 2 ngayon. Tapos, raised to N, yung N is still 1 minus 1. Ayun. So, the answer na is 5.06. And then, sa third requirement, quarterly. So, kung quarterly, ilang quarter in a year? 4. So, 5%, ang mababago lang dyan is yung M ulit, 5% over yung M, compounding frequency, 4. Ayun. Tapos, raised to N over 1. So, pares pa rin naman yung N natin, di ba? At saka yung rate natin, hindi naman nagbabago. So, ang sagot is 5.09. Okay, so this is the end of this slide. So, this is part 1 pa lang. So, susunod natin immediately yung part 2. Medyo mahaba kasi ito, mga 40 slides pag pinagsama-sama. So, I decided to divide into 3 presentation na lang. So, pakiantay yung susunod. Ang susunod natin ay yung present and future value of money. So, this is your teacher, Romualdo Fernandez Credo. Gawa yung mga nasa weekly home learning plan, mga activity na nilagay natin doon para may apply yung mga concept na diniscuss natin. So, thank you and God bless.